to a lot of shows, and here's one more. It just don't get any better than this. That's about as good ever gets. If there's something better, it's something I miss. It just don't get any better than this.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Jones.
Well, the president called, said he needed my help. The sky was falling and the earth was gonna melt. I said, it sounds like you're in pretty bad shape. I'll be there tomorrow if I'm not too late. But I'm a smack dab in the middle of love, up to my ears in kisses and hugs. I'm busy with my baby, Lord, I'm covered up. Smack dab in the middle of love. Smack dab, a smack dab, smack dab, a smack dab, smack dab, a smack dab, smack dab in the middle of love. A flying saucer landed at my house, and a little green man came a-walking out. He looked at me and said, you're coming to bust. I said, I hope you boys ain't in no rush, 'cause I'm smack dab in the middle of love, up to my ears in kisses and hugs. I'm busy with my baby, yeah, I'm covered up. Hey, smack dab in the middle of love. Smack dab, smack dab, smack dab, smack dab, smack dab, smack dab in the middle of love. I lost 6 numbers in the lottery, 47 million all won by me. They called me up to claim my dubs, and I can't come now, 'cause don't you know I'm smack dab in the middle of love. I'm up to my ears in kisses and hugs. I'm busy with my baby, Lord, I'm covered up. Smack dab in the middle of love. Smack dab, smack dab, smack dab, smack dab, smack dab, smack dab in the middle of love. Smack dab in the middle of love, up to my ears in kisses and hugs. I'm busy with my baby, love, I'm covered up. I'm smack dab in the middle of love. Yeah. It just don't get any better than this.
It's the George Jones Show with George's guests, Mel Tillis, Pam Tillis, and Michael Peterson. And George will be back too. Sometimes the most fun we have doing a show happens
Well, I'll tell you what,
backstage.
this is going to be one big night on the George Jones Show. I'm telling you, I'm just tickled to death to have Miss Pam Tillis.
Thank you.
Oh, bless your heart.
I'm glad I finally,
You're
I've
doing
been
so
watching it.
great.
I'm glad I finally made it on the show.
Oh, me too. And I just couldn't wait, but I had to. And your daddy, your
know.
old papa over there.
I'll tell you what, George,
Mel.
it's my pleasure to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure, and we are going to have a ball tonight, I tell you what. And we also have one of our newcomers in country music right now, Michael Peterson.
That's right.
We've worked together.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
Stand up and take a bow.
He's a great singer. He's from Arizona originally, I think he said, and I got to talking to him, you know, backstage there, and then he said he lived in Richland, Washington. I said, I've been there at the fair. I used to work at the fair.
Daddy, you've been everywhere.
I've been everywhere.
I can't go anywhere Daddy hasn't been there first. Or you.
2 or 3 times we've been
I know
there.
it.
Well, tell me what you've been doing, Pam.
Well, I've been touring. I've been really, really busy. This has been a great year. We've really mixed it up. We've done everything from symphony, worked with some symphony gigs. That was a first.
How's that?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, to hear strings behind, maybe it was Memphis and all the good ones are gone. I loved it. And I did some acting. I was on Diagnosis Murder and Promised Land.
Hey.
That was fun. Of course, now they got Love Boat again. I need to follow in Dad's footsteps and do Love Boat. That's my next
I
big...
never will forget. I did that, and you know, I was supposed to kiss Jessica Walters, but I've never had any kind
Kiss
of...
who?
Jessica Walters. Remember her?
Yeah, I think so.
She was in that Clint Eastwood about something, I Play It Again or something. And I didn't know how to kiss a movie kiss, you know, and I French kissed her.
Oh, Dad!
Oh yeah, and she said, "You're not supposed to do that." And I said, "Well, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't know." I said, "I'm not a trained actor. I apologize."
Oh, Dad.
But I think she got
I'll use that line next time.
Oh, my God. Yeah, right.
I'll use that line.
Yeah.
Well,
That's me.
I wouldn't apologize. How does it feel to have a daughter like Pam doing so great?
Oh, it's just amazing to me, you know. But I always knew that she had talent. You know,
He just wasn't always sure what I was doing with it.
At a very early age, you know, Pam would want to do imitations, and she'd imitate different folk that you would see on the on television, or I'd take it to the Grand Ole Opry or something, you know, and she did a little imitation of Jack Benny. And all kinds of
Can we get a little bit of that now?
No, you can't.
Oh, give us a little bit.
Come on now.
You know, when I was 5, I could pull it off.
Yeah.
When I was 5, it was funny, but...
I took her to the office with me. At that time, I was a songwriter and more or less a song plugger for Cedarwood. Mm-hmm. And I'd give her mother a break, and I'd take her into the office, and she's about 6 months old, and she'd get sleepy, and I'd open my guitar case and put her in there, and folks would come in like Eddie Arnold or George Morgan or Aletta Frizzell or Johnny Horton would come in and listen to a song. They said, "Well, who's that?" I said, "This is Pam. That's my daughter."
In that guitar
Yeah.
case. I guess that's why I like crushed velvet clothes now.
Yeah.
When she left school, I hired her as a backup singer. Her and a girl called Phoebe King, and they were the Stutterettes.
I
called them the Stutterettes.
Stutterettes.
She was about 18, and I guess she was with us for about
the
6
summer.
months, and she decided that she had rather be out front than in the background. She could sing then, she could sing real good, but somewhere along the line in there, she changed from just a singer to a great singer. Somewhere in there.
A sound mind till the day he crossed the line between an East Kentucky girl and his wife. Now in his heart there wasn't room, so they tore his heart in two, and he survived by pouring whiskey on the wood. Inside a neon tube, hiding in the dark and pouring whiskey on the wood. Well, the girl was just the first in a string of bad to worse, yet the bourbon seems to deaden all that hurts. Closing time comes way too soon. He can't abide a cold bedroom, so he survives by pouring whiskey on the woods. Now it's another faithless heart locked inside a neon tube, but that old bar stool won't be empty long. 'Cause some other hopeless fool trying to escape the truth will sit right down and pour some whiskey on the wound. Now it's another faithless heart locked inside a neon tube, hiding in the dark and pouring whiskey on the wound.
The George Jones Show and Influences Week continues now on TNN.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Peterson.
I was 12 when Daddy said to me, take to drinking, boy, that road don't lead nowhere. And don't you ever let me hear you swear, don't you dare. Told me stealing is a lazy man's way. Something for nothing leaves you hell to taste, don't lie. And you can look the whole world in the eye, honey, I tried. Since I met you, girl, I'm breaking every rule. I must confess I'm just a backsliding fool. I want to drink from your loving cup, swear I'll never give you up, steal all your kisses underneath the moon. I want to lie here close to you, look at what you made me do, darling, you're the reason why I drink, swear, steal and lie. Last night I threw away my 12-step book. I finally faced the fact that I am hooked on you. There's nothing more that I can do, ain't no use. 'Cause every time I see your angel face, my halo disappears without each race. I swear, girl, I admit I haven't got a prayer, I don't care. I know this ain't exactly how I was raised, heaven help me, honey, I ain't changing my ways. I wanna drink from your loving cup, swear I'll never give you up, steal all your kisses underneath the moon. I wanna lie here close to you, look at what you made me do, darling, you're the reason why I drink, swear, steal and lie. I wanna drink from your loving cup, swear I'll never give you up, steal all your kisses underneath the moon. I wanna lie here close to you, look what you made me do, darling, you're the reason why I drink, swear, steal and lie. Drink, swear, steal and lie.
I remember I was about 13 years old. I came home and really I listened to the music that my friends listened to, was rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I came home one day and my mom had busted up all my rock and roll records because, you know, she got upset about it for some reason. And I went over to my grandma's house and she wanted to hear what my mom was so upset about. So I put on a record for her and looked up her to see if it was too loud. And she reached down and turned it up even louder. And then I felt comfortable. And then she put on a Willie Nelson record for me, and I heard Willie Nelson for the first time. And it was in her living room that I heard Roger Miller for the first time, and Chris Christopherson, and I just fell in love with these stories and with this music that I could see moved her so much, and I knew she loved me so much, and this kind of made a bond for me with the music. And so I grew up wanting to be a writer, wanting to be a singer. And when I got out of college, went to college at Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, Washington, and played for a national championship college football team there. But I always wanted to do music. And in fact, it's a funny story. My quarterback in college ended up being the guy who got me in the music business.
There was another football player named Mike. What was his name?
Mike Reed.
Mike Reed.
Mike Reed, yeah, the songwriter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is right now. There's a lot of big country singers. You know, Toby
Big
Keith
guys.
and Trace Adkins and Chad Brock. And we got to start
Terry
ourselves a wrestling
Bradshaw.
team or something, you know.
Old Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw, he could sing pretty good.
He's a very talented
I remember
guy.
one time I was out in Vegas at the Frontier Hotel, and he was out there visiting, and I said, "You want to sing?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll sing." And he got out there, and his leg, he was shaking so bad. His leg was shaking so bad, but he did pretty good. He did that old song by Hank Williams, "Yeah, I'm so lonesome I could cry." He ain't a bad singer. He's just ugly. Have you seen him with? Have you seen him with that?
I've seen that beard.
That thing.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm going to go along with somebody that called in and said something about it.
You know, I'd love to call in, but I don't know how to call.
I think he looks better without that mess.
Well,
He looks like somebody trying to swallow a horse's tail and can't get it all the way down.
Man, I hope y'all don't ever talk about me on this show.
Glad I shaved.
oh
Really?
boy.
You know how you was talking about you've been doing some acting, you know, here and there. You did some. And I know about one, we got it on clip here, though, where he wasn't as great a gunfighter as he thought he was.
We were supposed to do a movie one time. Hold on before we do that. We were supposed to do a movie called The Cotton Picking Chicken Pickers, and you didn't show up.
Well, I didn't know where to go. Didn't know where I was at.
We did the
Chicken
movie.
pluckers.
That's
The
what
Cotton
it
Picking
was.
Chicken Pluckers.
Cotton picking chicken pluckers.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let me write that one down.
Yeah, it never made the hard
George,
tops.
I don't think you missed anything.
But you was going to be you supposed to be a mean gunfighter in this.
Oh, boy.
yeah.
But and Reba McEntire, I believe.
I was her husband. I was Reba McEntire's husband.
Right, and she's up on the balcony.
And I'm the jailer.
And you're the jailer.
And the mean guys were the Statlers.
Oh.
And they played the good guys on one side of the street, and then they cut and they filmed them on the other side as the bad guys. And I was chicken. And Reba, she loved me, and she wanted me.
But you got involved with Reba and you forgot what you was doing. Is that right? Is that what it was?
I fell in some horse manure, is
Yeah.
what I did.
This is funny.
You see that horse manure right there?
Oh, yeah,
Some days are like that, you know?
Coming up next, a very special segment with Pam Tillis and George's gallery of pictures.
All right. These are cool pictures in the gallery. I know that guy. Somebody just told a dirty joke before that picture was taken, I'll guarantee it. And there's Loretta getting a smooch. You go, girl. And Henry and Minnie. She always told me he was the funny one. I miss her. This is Lefty Frizzell right here. And can you imagine Garth Brooks in that outfit? It was so cool. I just ran into his daughter the other night. Tracy came to see me at my show in Mississippi. Hi, Tracy. Thanks for coming out. Now, this is who I wanted to talk about. The one and only, Patsy Cline. The song I'm going to sing for you today, Dad wrote, actually, originally for the Everly Brothers. But once Patsy got a hold of it, I don't think he minded the mix-up one little bit.
Strange how you stopped loving me, how you stopped needing me when she came along. Oh, how strange.
funny watching that because, that was a long, long time ago, but I had the beginnings of I had a voice, and I loved to sing so much, and I was really shy. That's the difference between me and Dad, though, is I've really battled stage fright, and I know I was nervous as I could be, but I wanted to do it so bad that I would just push through it. And I've always been like that.
I know what you mean.
Do you do that?
It wasn't always easy for me.
You don't get stage fright.
I don't anymore, but I did back in my young days, and I think that's the reason a lot of us back in those days would have a little nip or two, or something to try to calm yourself down.
I wouldn't talk on stage at all, and Minnie Pearl convinced me.
I wouldn't either. No, I wouldn't either. And
Minnie Pearl said, Mel, she'd get out there and at least, thank the folks and introduce your songs. And I started doing that, and they got to laughing at me. And she said, Mel, she said, they're laughing with you.
Wow.
And she was right,
Yeah.
And I began to tell little stories then, and it loosened me up a lot. So.
Well, once I was a slave at the sawmill. Talk about a poor boy, talk about a poor boy, never had a dollar bill. My work was so hard at the sawmill, oh yeah. Think about a poor boy, think about a poor boy, when you gonna write your will. Here see my teardrop falling down. My wife left this sawmill town. She said that sawmill life had been a sin. Lord, Lord, the gravy was too thin. Oh, I cannot work no more at the sawmill. Mercy on a poor boy, mercy on a poor boy, let me have a dollar bill. All right. Brian Sterling. Jim Buchanan. Sawmill. How you gonna please her? How you gonna please her when she wants a dollar bill? They're not satisfied at the sawmill. 'Cause women like a dollar, women like a dollar, yes, and women always will. Here see my teardrop falling down. My wife left this sawmill town. She said that sawmill life had been a sin. Lord, Lord, the gravy was too thin. Oh, I cannot work no more at the sawmill. Mercy on a poor boy, mercy on a poor boy, let me have a dollar bill. Mercy on a poor boy, mercy on a poor boy, let me have a dollar bill. Whoa! Yeah, you got some spare change.
When I started coming to town, there was a handful of guys that all lived in the apartment above the Randy Travis gift shop. And we're all guys like me that were just coming to town or living here and trying to get something going. And we kind of fancied ourselves to be maybe the new generation of guys that were hanging together, that were buddies, and maybe they'd have careers. And it was Daryl Singletary, Daryl Dodd, myself, David Kirsch, Arlo Smith. There's a whole handful of guys, and they all lived in this place together,
And everybody got record
Of course, time will tell whether or not we've become, guys that have legendary careers. But
everybody's going to want to know that apartment building.
It's right above the Randy Travis gift shop.
There you go.
And,
right by my old gift shop on the end of it.
Yeah, and it's it made me wonder if it's just the nature of this business, even though times change, it's really about a fraternity of people who love the same thing.
Right.
They love the music.
I heard you had something out about a bartender's cries or
Yeah,
something.
sure.
And I want to hear this.
Oh,
'cause
great.
if you don't mind picking just
Not
a
at
little
all.
bit there, and pick as long as you want to. It don't make any difference.
Well, this bar has been my home away from her. It used to be that she was missing me, but now she's moving in with her best friend, and I'm the only one who wants what used to be. I'm here because today I lost it all. And I didn't want to drink it home alone. And I just can't believe all my hopes and dreams have fallen like a row of dominoes. I thought the man behind the bar had heard it all before. My story must have caught him by surprise, 'cause when he handed me my double, there were tears in his eyes. Well, you know you're in trouble when the bartender cries.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, he said last night you swore you'd never drink again. I said, next time, I'm really gonna try. So if she ever calls for me, you can finally tell her that he ain't here, and it won't be a lie. Then I asked the man behind the bar what he'd been crying for. He said that bottle used to be a friend of mine. Now I stopped drinking doubles, but I pour them all of the time. And son, you know you're in trouble when the bartender cries. As I saw my own reflection staring back at me, I knew every single word he said was true. Well, I told the man behind the bar I thought I'd seen it all before, until I saw the sadness in his eyes. That's when I put down my double, said my last goodbye. 'Cause you know you're in trouble when the bartender cries. Lord, you know you're in trouble when the bartender cries.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's country.
That's different, isn't it?
I love
It's
that.
been a long time since I heard
That's
a
country
drinking
music,
song.
girl.
That's country.
That's a great hook.
It's one of those songs that we wrote in about an hour and took us about a year to finish. You know?
I would think, from what I've experienced in the past, some of the biggest, better songs that I think has been written was songs that were written short in a short time. It just came to you right then. You didn't haul it around, for no
Ruby,
week or
I
two.
wrote the "Don't Take Your Love to Town" from Cedarwood to Donaldson.
How far is that?
And the traffic, it's about 5 or 6 miles, but the traffic, I was in the traffic. And we lived over on a Cabin Hill. And I came in, and I was listening to Johnny Cash. He was singing, "Don't Take Your Guns to Town."
Yeah.
And I said, "Ruby, don't take your love to town." And by the time I got home, I had the thing written.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's like Roger Miller. You were sleeping.
And Roger Miller was always he was always the life of the party. Boy, he'd write a song in 15 minutes, wouldn't he?
It just took certain people like him to liven up the party, you know. Well, you was one of them.
Tall Trees, he wrote, and all them.
I just did a song that I think I'm fixing to do it on one of my new shows this year, and You Ought to Be Here With Me. I thought it was one of the prettiest things he's written in a long time.
I remember one night we was going down the highway, someplace out on a desert, and Roger Miller and I were driving the Pontiac, and we had a bass fiddle in between us, and we was pulling a trailer, and they're going to meet us at Douglas, Arizona, I think, someplace, and it was. And I had this idea for a song, and I'm writing it. Roger's over there asleep. I wouldn't let him drive, and he's over there asleep, you know, like this. And I'm writing this song called "Indication of the Blues."
Invitation of the Blues.
No, Indication.
Indication.
Indication was my song, and the next morning, you know, Roger woke up. He said, "Boy, I wrote a great song last night." I said, "You did?" He said, "Yeah, I wrote it in my dream." I said, "You did?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What's the name of it?" He said, "Invitation to the Blues."
Yeah.
And that's a classic song.
Classic. Yeah.
Oh. That's a great story.
Now, what was we talking about?
Everything that's been keeping me out of trouble.
What's been keeping you out of trouble?
Well, the symphony gigs, but spent a whole bunch of time this year doing something that I waited forever and ever to do. We call it the It's About Time tour. I've been working with Dad finally at the theater in Branson, and we have had a ball.
I heard you'd been there.
We did 28 weeks, 56 shows.
56.
My goodness.
Yeah, 56 shows.
And I didn't get fired, George. I made it through the whole year.
In the middle of the meadow, I sit staring at my kite, a ball of string and a paper dream that I could not make fly. Then Daddy pulled it to the sky behind him as he ran. I said, "Girl, don't be caught waiting on the wind."
The time comes when a young girl wants to leave the nest and fly. I stood there sad and proud and smiled through tears and said goodbye. I gave you roots, I gave you wings, and girl, I understand. An eagle can't sit waiting on the wind.
If you rise for every challenge, if you run to catch each dream, that star that you keep reaching for is closer than it seems. Storms of life may force you to change courses now and then,
But we'll not be caught waiting on the wind.
whatever strength you find in me, I thank my parents for their wisdom, strength, and courage. Send me on a steady course, and when my sails are empty, their words lift me up again. And I will not be caught waiting on the wind. If you rise for every challenge, if you run to catch each dream, that star that you keep reaching for is closer than it seems. Heaven and earth reward all those who try again.
But we'll not be caught waiting on the wind.
Never be caught waiting on the
We'll not be caught waiting on My Little Girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Jones.
Now I'm just a bartender, and I don't like my work, but I don't mind the money at all. I see lots of sad faces and lots of bad cases of folks with their backs to the wall. But I need 4 walls around me to hold my life and keep me from going astray. I need a honky-tonk angel to hold me tight and keep me from slipping away. I can light up your smokes, I can laugh at your jokes, I can watch you fall down on your knees. I can close down this bar, go and gas up my old car, and I can pack up a Lord and mail in my key. But I still need 4 walls around me to hold my life and keep me from going, oh Lord, astray. I need a honky-tonk angel to hold me tight and keep me from slipping away. Now the smoke fills the air in this honky-tonk bar, and I'm thinking about where I'd rather be. But I burned all my bridges and I sank all my ships. Now I'm stranded at the edge of the sea. I still need 4 walls around me to hold my life and keep me from going, oh Lord, astray. I need a honky-tonk angel to hold me tight and keep me from slipping away. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Well, we've come to the end of my show, and it really has been a night of country music for the whole family. We had the Tillis family with us. My old buddy Mel Tillis and his beautiful and talented daughter Pam Tillis. All right. And a great new addition to the country music family, a terrific new artist, Michael Peterson. Well, that's all for tonight, folks. But remember, It just don't get any better now.